So I watched Cuties. So if you don't know what Cuties is, it's a movie that Netflix put out that was criticized for being basically child porn. The director, I believe, came out and said that it was actually about how we shouldn't exploit children, and a lot of people think that it's a very nuanced work of art. The big question that everybody who has heard about Cuties has is it really that bad? So the short answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes it is. It's funny though, because it actually doesn't get that bad until about an hour in. So for the first hour, I thought that all of you were crazy. I was like, this is not something that anybody should be upset about. Yeah, cameraman's a little weird, but it's not child porn. And then it just took a nosedive straight into porn. Just explosion of porn. So, for those of you blessed, blessed souls who have not had to experience this terrible movie, I will give you a brief summary of the plot. So, the main character just moved to town and is new. She meets these new girls who wear crop tops all the time and dance. They're a little dance group. And she really wants to be like them, particularly the main girl. They're working to get into this dance competition and then to win the dance competition. That's kind of the whole idea behind the movie. Now we're going to get into the porn part. But first, does anybody like this movie? So let's go to the internet. Netflix's controversial child exploitation film is bold, flawed, and misunderstood. Despite the increasingly toxic debate, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Her film and its accusers are on the same side, attacking pornification and the false promise of liberation by sexualized display. There has been an ugly and abusive social media storm, dominated by vicious trolls who haven't seen the film and by mischief makers, jumping at the chance to embarrass those with Netflix connections, such as the Obamas. Yeah, sure, we hate Cuties because the Obamas have a connection to Netflix. There's a saying in criticism that, quote, depiction does not equal endorsement. Art should be able to address taboos without necessarily advocating for them. In the wake of conservative outrage over an early poster of debut writer-director Cuties, this is a sentiment that bears repeating. The film actively critiques the very thing pearl clutchers were mad about, the sexualization of children. Thanks to a major marketing mistake, this award-winning French movie has been accused of sexualizing girls. It's actually a sensitive portrait of growing pains that deserves to be seen. Yes, plenty of critics love this movie. In fact, let's take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes score. Yikes. Yikes. Wow. Oh. So, is it child porn? It is at least softcore child porn. And a lot of the newspapers are acting like it's only pearl clutchers who are upset about this. And if that's the case, let me be a pearl clutcher. These elitist movie critics praising this movie seem to me to be just painfully naive. Do they not know that there are pedophiles out there? So the real problem is not what the little girls are doing. It's not the clothes that they're wearing. It's really not even their dances, except for at the very, very end. The problem is the cameraman. Cameraman's a perv. All of the scenes are shot so as to sexualize these little girls as much as humanly possible. So everybody's saying that this is a movie that speaks out against child exploitation. And here's my first problem with that. Nobody exploits these children. Nobody wants them to be doing this at all. There is one scene where, spoiler alert, they sneak in to like a laser tag place, and they're trying to leave. And it's like these two adults standing there talking to these four little girls. And they say, "We've got to go because we've got to practice for our dance routine. Let us leave. We're sorry we didn't pay." And then the one guy's like, "Yeah, okay, dance routine." And then the one girl goes, "No, look, I can prove it." And starts like twerking in front of the two adult men. And the one adult man starting to look real pedo-y. And so the other adult man says, "All right, you guys get out of here." Because he does not want his pedophile coworker to do something that he shouldn't. That is the only scene in the entire movie where anybody is like even close to being exploited. For the rest of the movie, all of the adults, everybody around them is saying stop. The girls even have a bad reputation for being like sluts, even for people their age. At no point is anybody encouraging this behavior. The only ones exploiting children are the people who are making money off of this movie. So it's not about the exploitation of children. It's not. In fact, the thing that makes this movie like a pedophile's dream is the cameraman zooming up into their face and trying to make them look super sexual. Like zooming in on their genital region as they touch themselves while dancing. There's a pillow fight scene where the girls are making a lot of weird, what I'm going to call porny giggling. Now I understand that the point is to be shocking and be like, look at what they're doing. This is crazy. They shouldn't be doing this. And you know, Mean Girls did something similar to that. And they didn't make it child porn. So in the scene in Mean Girls, this is the moment where we realize, wow, Katie's really gotten off track. Look at what she's doing. She's doing this like weird sexy dance, all scantily clad. And I just want you to compare the camera work of these two scenes. So I think it's pretty obvious here. The first scene accomplished the goal. We get it. Katie's doing a sexual dance, and we didn't have to watch like 15 minutes of that sexual dance in order to get the picture. We watched a couple moves, we watched the audience mostly, and then we moved the fuck on because we didn't need to stare at teenagers twerking. We didn't need to. And the thing is, these are actual little girls, and it doesn't matter what the intent is because pedophiles are going to use this video to jerk off to. That is that's happening. And we're not ready for the pedophile talk, but someday. The fact of the matter is, if a pedophile is trying to keep things under control, they're trying to keep themselves in check, and you know, they threw out their computer, they don't frequent parks anymore, and then they got their little TV dinner, and they're turning on the TV to watch a nice relaxing show, and the first thing that pops up is this. Like, you are putting child porn, like it's unavoidable now. You are the problem. You are the one exploiting children for profit. Now, the reason that I decided to make this video is because I think I have a slightly different take. I was inspired by Shoe on Head, which is another YouTuber that I like a lot, to make this video. because after watching her review, I was like, it's not that bad. It is that bad. It is. The film does have merit. It does. And I will explain. The director did a very good job, to be honest. There were a lot of very artistic scenes, a lot of symbolism that was really cool, and I liked a lot. It is interesting. You know, there's not a lot of movies out that show young girls trying to figure out their sexuality. There's not many coming-of-age movies about girls at all. So I do think the film has merit when it's not busy being a literal child pornography film. So, in short, I see the merit. And I'm sad that what could have been a good film turned out instead to be just actual pedo bait. So, I would avoid watching this movie if you can. It's very hard to get through. If you watch the movie, I'm sorry, first off. You may feel the need to take multiple showers for the next few days. And if you think that this movie isn't pedo bait, respond in the comments. I'm interested to hear what people have to say about it.